All right, this is awesome right now. We're gonna interview an Uber driver, but it's not just any Uber driver. It's my first time taking Uber. I leave the airport. My wife couldn't pick me up. I downloaded the app, hooked it up to my PayPal, and pressed one button, and the dude showed up in 6 minutes. Pulls up in a brand new white Ford Fiesta, and then I find out that this guy he's awesome and he's business minded because he left his management job in order to do Uber full time. And he bought a brand new white Ford Fiesta as a business tool, and he's telling me about how he strategizes it to make money. And I just want to interview him real quick because I think this is cool. So tell me a little bit about who you are and your story of being an Uber driver, man.
My name is Eric Williams, and I initially started driving for Uber because I wanted an opportunity to make some extra money. You know, it started out with just maybe making an extra $50 or $75 a week, but interestingly, the money that I made, I ended up making more. So within about 7 to 8 weeks, I was bringing home $250 every week. And I gradually increased that up to about $300 to $320 within about 3 months. And that was on a part-time basis, driving for 10 to 12 hours a week. So I thought, man, I could do this full time and just increase the revenue. I think it'd be awesome that I would be able to control my time and money. And nobody talked me into becoming a driver. Nobody sold me on a dream of you can become rich and everything. It's just a matter of hard work, desire, and attitude, and you can become successful being an Uber driver in a tech job that once, a long time ago, 5 to 6 years ago, did not exist. Now you literally can control what I feel most people want. Time freedom and to be able to make money without having to sacrifice because you have the time. So becoming a driver, you have to be aware that you are two people in one. You're the owner and you're also the employee. And as the owner, your job is to come up with goals to meet your objective of how much you want to make a month. You break it down weekly, and then you break it down daily. And then you break it down hourly, and then you figure out, okay, this is what I need to do, and then determine how you do it. Once you come up with the game plan, now you put on the hat as the employee. Just like you would get up and go to your everyday job and clock in at 9 o'clock and clock out at 5 o'clock, you have to have a schedule and be disciplined and stick to it every day, every week. And then you will put yourself in a position to generate and make the money you want. Now you can't say, oh, I'm a business owner and I'm gonna go in and work 3 hours one day and 5 hours the next, and then your check is gonna be a reflection of your lack of discipline. But if you say, hey, I'm gonna work from 5 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning, that's 8 hours. I'm gonna do that 4 to 5 days a week. That's gonna give me $150 a day. That's $750 a week that you're taking home. If you want to see that, you can see it, but you got to work. So the same commitment you would give to your job, like you're not going to not show up and come when you want to, you have to do the same thing as being a driver.
That's sweet. And you actually left your management job to
I left a $42,000 a year management job to drive for Uber full time, which would put me in a position to make $48,000 to $50,000 a year.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. And I'm having fun while I'm doing it. There's nothing better than doing something that you have fun doing, make a lot of money, and then still have time to spend with your family and friends and not miss those important events like weddings or somebody graduating.
Oh yeah, because you can schedule things in.
I can schedule things in right around it. I won't miss a special holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas no more. That a lot of times in today's world that we have to work or get half the day and have to go and work either the early part or the latter part of the day. I won't miss that stuff, and at the same time, I won't miss making good money.
That's cool. That's awesome. My old man is retired and he's looking for something to do and he doesn't want to work for anybody. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna introduce him to Uber.
Outstanding.
So you just got, what are the requirements again to become an Uber driver?
To become an Uber driver, you need to have a driver's license. You need to have full coverage insurance, vehicle registered, and a 2000 or newer vehicle, and you become an Uber driver, after they get your information, they do a brief background check. Takes about 7 to 10 business days, and they check to ensure that you don't have a crazy driving record, like a lot of tickets or DUIs or anything of that nature, and to ensure that you don't have a violent criminal history, just to make sure that the riders are safe with you being a driver. And of course, they also want to make sure on the flip side that there's an accountability with the riders being, you know, decent for the drivers. But that's all you need to become a driver. And the second thing after becoming a driver, like I said earlier, make sure you come up with a game plan. Plan your work and work your plan.
Plan your work and work your plan.
Plan your work and work your plan.
I'm distracting him while he's trying to drive. This is awesome. So cool. That's the whole inside scoop on being an Uber driver. Well, a professional one that takes it professionally. Very good. Thank you, sir. Your name again?
Absolutely. Eric Williams, y'all.
Eric Williams. Yes. Eric Williams with Uber.